Today we will talk about The Word is Too Much With Us, a poem written in 1802, published in 1807, composed by Wordsworth, a most powerful sonnet. Uh, the poem is a passionate critique of materialism and lament for the spiritual decay of humankind in the modern age. It exemplifies the romantic concern with the loss of harmony between a man and nature. The sonnet opens with the forceful declaration, "The word is too much with us, late and soon. Getting and expanding, we lay waste our past." These lines and the opening lines, the Wordsworth discussed with the materialistic pursuit of a human beings, getting and expanding, symbolizes the economic obsession of industrial society, which consumes all energy and leaves little room for the emotional and spiritual growth. Humanity's past, its capacity for imaginations, love, communion with nature are wasted on the trivial material gain. The poet lament that little we see in the nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away a sordid boon. The phrase sordid boon is a striking paradox. A boon means a blessing, but sordid means a dirty or corrupt. Thus, Wordsworth implies that so called blessing of industrial progress and wealth are actually curses that have degraded human values. We have traded our pure relationship with nature for mechanical comfort and economic greed. In the second quatrain, a quatrain is the poem of 4 lines. In the second quatrain, Wordsworth personifies the natural elements, the sea and the winds, to emphasize their vitality and the divinity. The sea that bears her bosom to moon, the winds that will be howling at all hours, and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers. Here, nature is depicted as alive, feminine, and beautiful. The sea's bosom and the sleeping flowers expresses tenderness and intimacy, reinforcing Wordsworth's belief that nature is living spirit, not an object of exploitation. Yet tragically, humans no longer perceive this beauty because they have served their spiritual connection to nature. The final sestet is the poem of a 6th line. A sestet of the sonnet reveals Wordsworth's despair and longing for loss of a vision of the divine in nature. Great God, I would rather be a pagan, suckered in a keyed out form. So might I, standing on pleasantly, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn. In this passionate outburst, Wordsworth declares that he would rather return to the ancient pagans' belief system, where people worship nature, God like a Proteus and Triton, than live in a modern world that has lost its concern towards the nature. A sense of a wonder, paganism through a creed outworn, at least recognize the scarceness of nature. The closing line expresses his yearning for vision of spiritual unity. Have a sight of Proteus rising from the sea, or hear old Triton blow his wreathed horn. These mythological images represent the poet's desire for imaginative connection with nature, a connection that modern rationalism and industrialism have destroyed. Thus, the sonnet becomes a both personal confession and universal warning that by neglecting nature, humanity loses its soul. Now we will talk about the poetic and style and language. The Wordsworth poetic style in the Wordsworth, the word is too much with us, demonstrate his mastery of the sonnet from combined with the characteristic simplicity, emotional intensity. The poem's decision is direct and accessible. It conveys the deep philosophical meaning. The rhythm is steady, mirroring the poet's reflective tone and imagery of the sea, winds, and mythological figure creates a fusion of a natural and spiritual world. His use of a paradox, sordid boon, personify the sea and the wind. Exclamatory expression, God, great God, I would rather be, illustrate the sincerity of his emotional response. This poem structured the shift from the criticism in the octave to longing in the sustain, reflecting the poet's movement from despair towards the vision of a hope and spiritual renewal. Thank you.